Chapter 1, Hometown. You're reining your horse, closing your eyes, breathe in the early morning breeze, rolling gently over the Oklahoma plains. It smells like home. College was incredible, but no place would ever mean more to me than the ranch. Beneath you, your mare, Knickers, as eager to set off across the field as you are. I'm called Buttercup. You bend over to pat Buttercup's neck lovingly, your heart swelling with the beauty of the day and the pure joy of finally being home. Ready to feel the wind in your mane, Buttercup. Oh my god, horse noises. That a girl. Now let's get a move on! But before you can even position yourself in the saddle, Buttercup rears violently, eyes rolling with fear. Easy, Buttercup. I'll hold on to the reins. As you're starting to twist the reins around in your hand, Buttercup's rears, again tugging them free, she races across the field. Please, Buttercup, it's me, Dolly. You're starting to think you'll be thrown any minute, and a figure appears, silhouetted against the rising sun. This is a single love interest book, so be sure to choose someone who makes your pulse race. Who do you spot on the field? Well, let's see what a male offers. We got number 1, number 2, and number 3. Let's see what the female options offer. We got a 1, we got a 2, and we got a 3. For the ladies watching, and most of my community apparently, I guess we'll pick a male option. Figuring he's in the south, it's a bit too white for, him working out hard in that sun. So we'll go with number 2. I just say it to you. You squint against the sun as the mysterious stranger reaches up to grab the horse's bridle. Those taut muscles. Look at them biceps. Now get out, Missy. You tug sharply on the reins, and for an instant, Buttercup seems to calm, taking advantage of the lull. The mysterious stranger grips your waist, pulling you down expertly. You gasp as you stumble against his warm body. Thank you. I'm not sure what would have happened if you hadn't been here. I always have a good time, and besides, I'm happy for the excuse to meet a beautiful lady like yourself. What brought you to the Steel Ranch? And more importantly, what can I do to entice you to stay? It's then when you realize that the man who saved you is your brother's best friend, Kit. You've had a crush on him since you were a kid. He doesn't even realize it's me, and it sure seems like he's feeling the same spark I always have. Or it's just southern hospitality. He tilts his hat against the glare of the sun, flashing the careless grin that always made you swoon. I don't think you're gonna have to work too hard on that front. I'm here for the long haul. Oh yeah? Where are you bunking up? 'Cause nights out here on the prairie can get pretty chilly. Kit's eyes go hooded as he loops a hand around the saddle's horn and makes it hard to notice or not notice the lean, chiseled muscles of his torso. Is that right? How do you propose I prepare myself for that? Well, I've always found the best way to stay warm on a cold night is to... As he leans closer, something shifts in his eyes. He steps back sharply, swallowing hard. Wait, Dolly? In the flesh. Didn't, you recognize me, kid? I mean, I do now, but... Gotta know I would have never said that stuff if I'd realized. Really? Why not? 'Cause your brother would kill me if he thought I was looking at you, for one thing. Aren't we all adults now? Since when does Austin get to regulate who you flirt with? The kid shakes his head, stuffing his hands deep in his pocket. Trust me, it's not worth it. So, you're back home from college for good this time? That's right. But what are you doing here? I thought you were busy being a rodeo star these days.
I need a little break from all that. But when Austin said he could use a free hand around the ranch, I figured I might as well make myself useful for a short spell.
You try not to feel too disappointed when you hear that he won't be staying long. Kit, meanwhile, only has eyes for you. He runs his tongue over the top lip and looks you up and down, his eyes lingering just a moment too long as he takes you in.
It's hard to square that, Dolly. Standing in front of me with my best friend's sister, you sure have grown up.
Grown up, huh? It's the southern way. Yeah, I have, in more ways than one.
Oh, what ways are you referring to?
Can't you guess? Lean a bit closer, relishing the way his throat works as you near him. You lower your voice to a whisper. You can learn a lot of things in college, and most of them don't come from a book. Kit draws his lips near his teeth, cocking his head to the side with a familiar way, and sets off a whole cascade of feelings you haven't experienced in ages.
Oh yeah? Pretty sure you've been wearing the same ratty pair of jeans since high school.
That's just my clothes. It's what's underneath them that's changed the most. Kit glances down at the jeans slung low over your hip bones, a wicked smile spreading over his face. Then he catches himself again, jerking away.
Same kid sister always been. You never did know how to look after yourself.
Oh, because I could have sworn you were seeing me somewhat differently just now. He clears his throat awkwardly and then tugs a t-shirt out of his back pocket and pulls it swiftly over his head. You mean over that 10-gallon hat, too?
I was just always playing around. Anyway, you got more important things to focus on, like what to do when your horse spooks.
Kit turns to Buttercup, laying a hand on her neck. She whines appreciatively at his touch.
I know you're a big city girl now, but I figured you'd remember how to hold a set of reins. Let me show you. Take 'em in my hand.
Hey now. I know exactly how to use my hands. Kit shakes his head, but you catch a flicker of fire in his eyes. When he speaks, his voice is rough.
I bet you do it then.
I promise you. Today wasn't a proper demonstration of my skills, but I'd be happy to show them to you another time. Maybe somewhere private. You take a step towards him, hand on your hip. His gaze is intense but unreadable.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Kit's eyes darken with desire as they move over you again.
It's strange. I've known you since you were a kid, but seeing you now like this...
He leans closer, eyes drop into your mouth. A strange feeling swirls in you. You lean towards the man you've been dreaming of for years. Kit, there's something I should tell you. And let me guess, you hit your alarm because it beep, beep, beep. That's about how these dreams work, right? Suddenly the wind shears Buttercup snorts, standing at attention. With a terrified whiny, she bolts across the meadow towards the woods. Within moments, she's out of sight between the trees.
Damn cougar's been prowling around the edges of the ranch these last few days. Buttercup must have caught his scent.
Is it safe for her to be out here?
Cougars lay low during the day, but she should find her before she gets too far. But if you're willing to chase after her with me.
He glances over to you thumping a belt loop as his eyes run over your body.
I'd like to get to know this new grown-up Dolly. I have a feeling there's a lot to discover between the two of us.
Let's go with Kit. Are we gonna get going or what? No wasting time.
A lot of confidence coming from someone who nearly got thrown off her horse.
He flashes a maddening grin, the one that's gotten your heart racing since you were a teenager. To be fair, no one bothered to tell me there was a cougar on the loose. And for what it's worth, competence is sexy.
I'm gonna have to get used to hearing you talk like that.
What? Is that too much for your virgin ears to handle? Kit cocks a brow at you.
I think you know enough about the world by now to know that accusation ain't nowhere near true.
Interesting. Sounds like you and I might be getting up to some sort of trouble these last few years.
Let's just say I ain't been lonely.
Oh yeah? Who's warming your bed these days? Because I know someone who'd be perfect fit for the position. Or any position you might have in mind. Thank God you're all talking about this instead of finding the horse. Kit cups the nape of his neck over the calloused hand. His eyes drop in your mouth. You can't help but notice the way his muscles ripple under the thin fabric of his t-shirt. Not to mention the obvious effect you're having on him.
Don't let Austin hearing you say stuff like that. You'll give him a heart attack.
Relax, it'll be our little secret. Kit shakes his head and takes a shaky breath.
Secrets, huh? Okay, I could play that game.
Together you make your way into the woods where the horse bolted. You stand on edge of the tree line, contemplating your next move. You swear I'm not gonna get mauled by some daytime cougar?
You'll be fine.
Promise to protect me if you're wrong about that? The electricity that's been flickering between you crackles to life.
Of course, I never let anything happen to you.
Your brother would kill me, of course. Yeah, I mean, what? Kid lifts a hand to the small of your back, almost instinctively. Only just managing to catch himself before giving in to his urge to touch him. With a quick shake of the head, he pulls his hand away, forcing himself to turn back to the tree line.
You've been away for a while. Maybe long enough to forget more things than how to handle a skittish horse. So, how would you find her?
Look for broken branches, follow the trail, broken branches. He was running fast and wild. I doubt she's stuck to the trail. If we look for broken branches, they might tell us where she's been gone. You scan the forest floor for any disturbances. Kit hums a tune as you search. That melody's nice. Do I know it?
Maybe. My mom used to sing it to me. The horse seems to like it.
Your eyes are starting to blur from staring so hard at the terrain when you spot a large broken branch between a stand of trees. Bingo! You punch the air in triumph and then beckon Kit to follow. He nods in acknowledgement.
Guess you didn't forget everything while you were away.
You turn, grin at him, but your smile dissolves when you see him in the sunlight. It's the curve of the muscles through his shirt, the sharp cut of his hips just above his jeans, and confident smirk he seems to save just for you. Dear Lord, just the sight of him is getting me hot. Kit's eyes snap to yours, and there's a fire there you haven't seen before. He takes a step towards you almost unconsciously.
Still with me, Dolly?
Oh, yeah. I was just wondering. When you started helping out around here. Kit runs his fingers through his hair and his eyes.
Maybe a month or so. Last event of the circuit would have been around then.
There must be another circuit starting up soon, right?
There is, but I needed a break from all that, at least for now.
He shrugs, eyes sliding off to the side. You know him well enough to catch the tiny gesture. Kid, is this something you're not telling me? Did something happen, or...?
Nope. Just need a change of scenery, and Austin's always been willing to let me wash up here.
Well, thanks for helping out, even if it's just temporary.
Happy to do it, always.
His face is impassive, but he holds your gaze for a moment too long as he says it, and you realize just how much weight he put behind that one word. He stuffs his hands in his pockets. Something about the way he looks at you makes you feel exposed.
You know, I was pretty surprised to see you, not just because I didn't realize you'd be back home today, but because...
Because what?
You really have grown up, in ways I should have expected, I guess. But you did always have a way of knocking me off my feet.
Large branch blocks your path, forcing you to stop. Minding his manners, Kit steps in to pull it aside. As you move to pass him, your bodies brush against each other. Even the slight touch sends a jolt of electricity through you. You lean a little closer until the curve of your breasts presses against his warm body. Well, the heat in you seems to rush between your legs, your desire throbbing ache so intense it's almost painful. Is that how that works? That quick, huh? You can feel the muscles of his chest hard and smooth beneath the thin t-shirt. Run a hand over the taut muscles of his abdomen. Kit draws in a sharp breath, his stomach tensing under your touch.
Damn it, Dolly, you make me wanna.
His free hand moves to your face. He brushes a thumb over your cheek, the roughness of his calloused hand making the touch even more exciting. What, Kit? What do I make you want? Nice cool lemonade on a nice warm summer day? I mean, what? His gaze drops your lips. He leans closer, close enough, that is, so breath grazes your cheek. The anticipation is almost too much to bear, and then a chill rushes in as he pulls himself away from you.
You gotta understand, just because I wanna don't mean...
He sucks his lower lip under his teeth, clearly startled as by whatever just passed between you as you are.
What I mean is, after you...
There's definitely something between us, I can feel it. I think Kit can too. You've been here 2 minutes. Not trusting yourself with words, you simply nod, moving past him in a bit of a daze, emerging in a small clearing. The sun filters through the canopy of trees, streaks of light illuminate the fallen leaves, blooming flowers, and finally, Buttercup, there you are. What got into you, girl? Carefully make your way over to her, making sure not to startle her again until you're close enough to run a hand down her strong nag. What, no horse noises, Pixelberry? Well, you scared me too. As Buttercup nuzzles your hand, you turn to Kit, relief flooding through you. She's much calmer now. We shouldn't have any trouble bringing her back.
We should take the path around the pond, it's faster. Unless you forgot that too, Pip.
You bristle as his use of your childhood nickname. Pip, seriously?
You always were the pipsqueak. Don't see how that's changed.
Is Kit really trying to pretend nothing happened just now, that he didn't feel what I did? No, he's trying to brush it off. Kit tilts his head in the direction of the pond, carefully avoiding direct eye contact with you with a sigh. You nod your agreement. Sure, sounds like a plan. Kit clips a lead to Buttercup's bridle and hands you the rope. The two of you make your way around the pond in silence, eventually emerging from the woods into a wide field that borders up on the ranch house.
Here, let me take care of her. I have chores to finish in the stables anyway.
I don't mind taking her back.
No, you head back to the house. I'm sure Austin's itching to see you by now.
Kit reaches for the lead rope, and you pass it to him wordlessly. You watch as he crosses the field, but he doesn't look back at you. He's right. I should say Austin. I'm just wondering if he'll insist on treating me like a kid still, too. Heart fluttering anxiously. You throw back your shoulders and stride towards the house where the brother you haven't really seen in years awaits. You went to college. It's just 4 years, okay? One, you would have really, grown out by then anyway, so this is all just pretense. You find your brother Austin sitting at the kitchen table with a newspaper and a steaming mug of coffee. He doesn't glance up as you enter. Hey, big brother. Hope you made enough for me. Ah, you're in luck. I just made a pot. Go grab yourself a mug. Damn, good to see you. It's been too long, Dolly. No, Joe. Luckily, I'm here now and ready to help. Shoot, looks like things have changed at college. Here I thought you wouldn't be out of bed before noon. And here I thought you'd pick me up from the airport like you promised. I was hoping we'd catch up on the ride home. Right, sorry about that. My meeting ran late. Oh yeah, what was the meeting about? Just ranch business. Nothing you need to worry yourself over. Actually, we should probably talk about how I can put my agricultural business degree to good use around here. What needs doing? Nothing. Me and Kit can't handle. You can't learn ranching from a book. Please give me a chance. I want to help. I love the ranch as much as you do. I know, but the square root of pi or whatever it is they teach at college ain't useful here. Just leave the rough and tough stuff to us, alright? Austin, I'm plenty tough. It'll take a lot more than 4 years in the city to make me soft. Let me prove it to you. I can work as hard as anyone else, I promise. It's not that simple, Dolly. Don't you remember that summer when you tried to break the filly? You knew horses, but well... He sniffs out a laugh, clearly thinking back to that day so many years ago. You're in the paddock desperately to get the filly into a hurdle so she can take a lead. You've already failed more times than you can count. Can't you just settle down for a minute, girl? She wears tie-dye. Kid approaches, but keeps his distance. He stands outside the paddock, resting his forearms against the fence, watching.
You have to make her want to come near.
I know what I'm doing.
Could have fooled me. This ain't like riding a mare that's already broken, Pimp. You can't come at it the same pig-headed way.
You can see Kid working himself up, and he notices your frustration and relents, pulling an apple from his pocket and handing it to you.
She's scared. She doesn't trust you yet. Forget the Birdle for a moment. Just work on that trust. Hold this out to her.
You hold the treat out tentatively, giving it a friendly wave. The filly tilts her head, regarding the apple with a curiosity and then nibbles the sign.
Perfect, Pip. Now, pull it a little closer. Make her want to come to you.
Ha! I see what they're doing here. He moves up behind you, running his arms along yours to guide your hands. As he moves your hand with his own, his stubbled cheek almost touches yours. He whispers,
When she thinks of you, you want to be sure she only ever thinks of good things.
Emotions more intense than anything you've ever known burn through you as Kit helps you tame the frightened creature. That day in the paddock, I realized... And I was lucky Kit was there to help. Kit always has been a lady killer, even when the lady is an equine. And is he still that way? As far as I know, but don't worry. He knows better than to bring that mess back here. To your point, we'll get you trained up in the ranch work eventually. In the meantime, start by getting change. Time's just a wasting. Austin drains his mug, then returns to his paper. You head towards the stairs, determined to prove him that you're an asset to the ranch. Through the window of your childhood bedroom, you spot Kit crossing the field towards the house. The sight of him makes your heart stutter. Everyone keeps insisting on treating me like the kid I was years ago. Maybe it's time I show them how much I changed. It was 4 years ago. You act like you went out from an A to a D. You act like you grew from 5 foot to 6'1". Like, shut up. Oh boy, she really grew up jean shorts and wearing like some leather jacket with a belly button and the boobas open. Okay, alright, she really grew up. This is how Pixelberry portrays the South. It's, what's the word? Very depressing. You turn around in the mirror, admiring the way your new outfit shows off your assets. No one's gonna be seeing the person I used to be when I walk in wearing this. You're right. As you're heading down, Kit strides into the kitchen. You can't help but notice the way his sweat makes his shirt cling. Why does he have to walk in looking like that and make it impossible to keep my hat on straight? You see Kit to notice you, and you force yourself to pull your eyes away from him as he makes his way to the stove, pulling off his hat and dropping it on the table as he passes by. As you step into the kitchen, Austin lets out a whistle. Look at you. Dad, didn't realize you'd be classing up the place so soon. Just one of the many skills I picked up while I was living it in the big city. Glad you learned at least a couple useful things while you were gone. This is how they portray Southerners in Pixelberry's mind. Alright. Kit leans against the counter, heat simmering in his eyes as he takes you in. You look. He swallows hard as he drinks you in, seems to remember where he is and who's next to him. Nice. You really look nice. But one last lingering stare, he turns back to the stove, flipping on the burner, throwing a pat of butter in the waiting pan. Usual for me, Kit. 3 eggs, bacon, and toast. You remember Kit making snacks in high school, but it's clear from his ease in the kitchen that cooking is a daily routine. Ollie,
What are you in the mood for?
I have the same.
Two steel specials coming right up. Almost forgot how much y'all have in common.
Maybe when it comes to breakfast, but for the record, I'm the pretty one.
What are you with you there?
Soon, Kit places a plate before you and takes a seat. You all tuck in and can't hide your delight at how delicious it is. Mmm. God, that looks good. I haven't had that in a long time. Kit, this is incredible. What'd you do to these eggs?
I ditch the milk. I cook them in butter over a low heat. Otherwise they dry out. The rest is just practice, I guess.
Kit had to learn how to cook. Helped him win points with all those bunnies he brought home. Ain't that right?
I don't know about that.
Don't be fooled by the oh shucks look. Look, Kit's an irredeemable player. You even think about bringing someone like him home. Well, don't think it, you hear? I'm a peaceful man, but I have my limits. I'm not sure how your limits are relevant given it's my life. You're my kid sister. I refuse to let you throw yourself away on a man like that. Kid gets it, right?
I do. Some folks just aren't built for staying.
Exactly, but enough chatter. I gotta go water the horses. Y'all think you can handle clearing up here?
Sure thing, buddy.
Austin heads out, leaving you and Kit alone. At first, you move around each other warily, but before long, you're both at the sink wall, you watching him dry.
Already earning your keep, huh?
You know me. I'm just here to help. Fingers brush as you hand him a plate, and then the same electricity you felt earlier crackles to life in an instant. You think Kit will pull away, but he runs a hand up the inside of your wrist, making you shiver.
You always have been helpful. But other things about you're different.
Oh yeah, like what? Kit turns his head to take you in, gaze dark and intense in the soft light of the kitchen.
You know what you want, for one thing.
That's true, and I'm not afraid to go after it either. You twist your hand to slide it into Kit's. Taking him closer, he leans in, neither of you able to resist the pull of your feelings. When... Everything good in there? They're washing dishes, Austin. They're washing dishes. Austin, how long have you been standing there?
Why, where'd I catch the two of y'all bickering like you used to?
Kit swallows hard, dropping your arm and subtly moving away from you.
That's about as long and short of it.
Well, figure out how to play nice. Kit's gonna be here for a long spell, and I can't stomach the two of y'all going at it every damn day.
A long spell. Right.
You and Kit glance at each other, the surprise and anxiety you're feeling mirrored in his eyes. Clearly, Kit's as surprised to hear this long-term gig as I am. But if it's sticking around indefinitely, how will we ever be able to resist this thing? I swear to God, like Pixelberry over here thinking they know Southerners, and I'm just sitting here going, no, this isn't how we work, fam. Like, some of it you got right, some of it you horribly got wrong. Like, this is all I have to say. Hey guys, did you know Pixelberry has absolutely no control of when they release their game now? According to them, it's a small bug. They don't know when they'll release it, and technically they're releasing it Saturday, figuring most of the world is already having a Saturday. Like, most of the world is already at Saturday afternoon, let alone Saturday evening. And so they're like, well, we can't, hey, it's a bug, and we can't control when it releases now. And now it's gonna vary, too. So we don't know if it's gonna release Friday, Saturday, Monday, Sunday. We don't know when, okay? Pixelberry, great job. And for those of us actually paying for your services, which, Jesus Christ, I'm glad my subscription's about to run out. Unless you guys want me to continue doing this. Okay? If you do, there's links down in the description below, because let me put it this way. My choices is $15 for this crap, or $15 that could go towards actual games. Actual good games. Some of you should probably, see some of those. Like, Dying Light 2 is even better than, Pixelberry's choices, okay? There's a lot of games. If you need some suggestions, I will gladly give them to you. But without further ado, again, you know what to do. I'll catch y'all later. It's literally almost midnight here. This is just Pixelberry, and there's still another chapter to come, apparently. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.